Hello guys, Tuna here. I've had a bit of a request from user Mike Herb. Has asked me, well, in regards to my Framemeister video, saying about the PAL issues I've had, and I was pretty much saying it's not that great for PAL stuff. But he's asked me to test a few things, so I thought instead of emailing him back, I'll do a video. I got 3 games, my 2 latest pickups, if you watched my last video. I got 3 games to try. And we'll run through them and we'll see what results we've got. So he wants me to actually try stuff in 576p in 50 Hz. So we'll do that as well for each of these games. We will see what we get. So if I press my features, but as you can see, we're running in 720p at 240p image, upscaled, with scanlines enabled. This is Quackshot on the MegaDrive. Just a quick explain. I've got it's an older Samsung television, but it's a 720p TV. But MegaDrive, without the Framemeister, you've got no chance of running the MegaDrive in 60 Hz on you. It loses sync and it's all over the place. But anyway, for the Framemeister, it's fine. So at the moment, I've got my MegaDrive is slightly different. It's not using composite sync. It's using sync directly off the chip on the board. I modified my SCART lead a little bit, so it's using raw sync. Nothing makes much difference, but I don't know whether that will make difference. But anyway, so at the moment we've got Quackshot playing. Actually, I don't know if you can see, I will move it a bit closer just for you to see. Looking very, very nice. Scanlines enabled. I'll just move it a little bit closer, give you an idea. There's the writing down the bottom, you can see it, especially if we get really close. You can see the scan lines. And there's Donald as he goes off. So you can clearly see the really nice scan lines. There's Donald at the bottom doing this thing. So if I come back, so yeah, picture's looking pretty damn nice on there. I say that's in 60 Hz. What I'll do is place this back in the stand a minute. I may not be able to get it directly on the stand properly where I had it before, but we'll try. So as you can see, it looks pretty sweet. So I leave everything in 720p. What I'll do now, I'll switch my MegaDrive to 50 Hz. Give it a second for it to pick it back up again. Right, my MegaDrive's now in 50 Hz. It's in the same resolution. I'll get it a bit closer. If you can see, I don't know whether you can pick it out, but the scan lines have disappeared. They are on, but they don't work properly on the Framemeister. You see, it's very strange. The scan lines pretty much have gone. This game does have a lot of black screens. If I go back to Donald, as you can see, its picture's a little bit off. Its colours are alright, still, you know, it's still quite bearable, I'll give it that. But unfortunately the scan lines don't work. So I'll put it down now and I'll switch it to the 576p image. So I'll switch it to the PAL resolution. Wrong option, I think that was. I want that one. No, I don't want that one. Oh, it's further down in the HDMI output. Right, so I'll switch this to 576 by P with 50 Hz, sorry. So this is the PAL resolution, so the Framemeister is output in PAL format now. And you should be able to see that pretty good in this video, the screen's going mental. And if I go close to this, I've tried messing around with the sync as well before I did this video. Really hard to see, it's just wobbling all over the place. I've messed around with the settings and I can't seem to get rid of the wobble. If I had to mess around with the settings back here now. So actually I didn't OK it, so it's reverted back. 1 second, guys. Right, so if I play around with, as you can see, it's pretty much unusable in this mode at the moment. If I go to visual set, sync mode's on auto. If I turn it off, see what happens here. Oh, let's fix that. Ah, interesting. Very interesting. If I look a bit closer on that screen, it looks like the scan lines are back. That is interesting. So just by turning the auto sync off, we're at 50 Hz now, and I don't know whether you can see that properly. We have scan lines. I say they might be a little bit off, but we've definitely got scan lines. Interesting. You see there's one obviously odd scan line in between the screen there, but you could probably play around with that and adjust it. Cracking it. Interesting, with the auto scan on, I'm playing around with the sync settings. I couldn't get it to do anything, but I turned the auto sync off and it came back on straight away with scan lines. Tell you what, with this Framemeister, it's so many settings, I am pretty much learning things every time I use it. I don't know whether you can see. So the scan lines are not as good. I suppose they're a bit tighter because the image is a bit tighter. As it is in 60 Hz, but the scan lines are definitely back. I guess I'm going to have to just put you by there a second because I dropped my stand. The problem with my stand is I've got to get you set back up now, see? Yeah, so the scan lines have come back. Interesting. Right, that's what I'll do. I'm quite surprised about that. I couldn't get those results before, so I'll try a different game. This time we'll try Sonic the Hedgehog, which I did in my original video. Right, so this is still in 576p, 50 Hz. Yeah, I'm quite impressed, guys. That has actually fixed the panel issues. Slow as hell though, so you can see the scan lines. I show Sonic himself doing his thing. And there's the. Do you zoom in? Focus. You can see scan lines are not fantastic in this mode. But what I'll do is, I'll see if I can darken the scan lines up a bit and see if that makes a difference. Let's see if I can get these scan lines a bit better than they were. Ooh. Well, now I notice I'm darkening the scan lines up. If I darken them quite a bit, you should be able to see. There's definitely a slight problem with the scan lines. They're not displaying properly. Now I've darkened them up, I can really see it. Why didn't that say? Don't forget this Framemeister, so we've always got to press OK. Otherwise it reverts back to your standard settings. Yeah, if I darken it right down, you can see what I'm talking about. If I OK that. Sometimes stretching the vertical width will fix scanline problems. So let's have a play around. We can have a sort of ultimate video saying, no, that's not fixing it at all. That is adding two quite distinct thick scan lines to the screen. Let's go the other way and see what happens. So what I'm doing here, guys, is basically just adjusting the vertical height, so the gap between the scan lines. But now I've got the two bars. The optimal is 32. Right, if I show you this, I don't know if I can show you it, but I'll give it a go. Now I put the scan lines on. Do you see the bars in the screen? Maybe I come back a bit further, will give you a better idea. See the bars? So you've got the dark bar, light bar, dark bar. That's because the scan lines are not displaying properly. They're there. You can especially see it on that screen, but there. If I adjust the scan lines each way, you get thick lines then in the screen, which is wrong. So definitely, you can see a bunch of dark ones, bunch of light ones, bunch of dark. I don't think there's anything I'm going to be able to do about that. To be honest. Let's have a play. I suppose the only thing, I could try the auto scaler, turn that off. See if that fixes it. Nope. Try changing it to video. Nope. That back in auto. I can't change the odds or evens. I don't know why you can't do that. Can't do it on any source I've tried. So I turn options off. I'll try through with the picture modes. Nope. No, so that didn't seem to do anything. That's just stretched out and not so good. No, that hasn't fixed it, plus it stretched the screen out massively. As you can see, the Framemeister's got a fair amount of modes on here. You'd have to scale the image if you use that through another scaler. No, so as you can see, you can get scan lines, but they're not displaying properly. Going back to normal. If you lighten them up though, they do look a lot nicer, and it doesn't look so bad. But I tell you what, let's put Quackshot back in. And we'll see if we were getting the same sort of scan lines on Quackshot. So I didn't quite notice it so much when they were a bit lighter, but when you darken them up. Look. Yeah, they are on Quackshot as well. Don't know whether you can see it. You can see it up the top, see they got the lighter scan lines and the darker and the lighter. Let's wait till it gets to the intro screen. You might be able to see it a little bit better then. Right. So I mean light, bunch of dark, bunch of light, bunch of dark. So you can get scan lines then at 50 Hz, but they're not displayed correctly. There doesn't seem to be anything I can do to adjust it. Let's play around with some resolutions then. Right. Let's try 1080i. I tell you won't do P, so we'll do I though. Yeah, pretty much it's displaying the image quite nice, but the scan lines are gone. think they're either gone or they're incredibly thin. I think they're gone, to be honest. I can't really see them. So cancel that and go back. So as you've seen, you're getting results from the Framemeister at 50 Hz with scan lines, but the scan lines are not displaying properly, even with adjusting. So I was asked as well, I am on the latest firmware as well, which is 1.11. So what I'll do, we'll cancel off that. As you can see, I'm still in that mode, so I'm 20%. Just change make sure my video mode's back where it was. Remember the menus on this thing. Right, so I'll tell you what I will try. Let's try the scan on my TV. Let's have a look. Maybe I can eliminate it by using this. So my picture size. So that's 16.9. It's wide. It's still there. Zoom. No, zoom isn't too bad, but it's a bit zoomed. I can't just scan it either. In 60 Hz I get a just scan option, which pretty much just scans the picture as it is. That's strange, I never noticed that. In 50 Hz the just scan option disappears. Interesting, so I couldn't... Let's try that wide again. So I could widen the screen up and move it down, and still the scan lines are not displaying properly. Let's just see normal zoomed. Almost right like that, but the screen is huge, so it's not working properly. Right, okay, let's try something else. Try two crude dudes this time. Let's see what results we get this time. So if I turn my TV back to its 16.9, but I'm running at 4.3 for the. I'm using the Framemeister to actually put it back into 4.3. Same issue on this basically. Scan lines are there. But I don't know if you can see you're getting thicker bars, lighter bars, thicker bars, lighter bars. It's getting exactly the same result. You could just turn the scan lines off, I suppose. But scan lines are a nice feature. What I'll do, I'll turn them off for now. Let's have a look what it looks like. Right, so that's with the scan lines off. So it looks pretty nice with the scan lines off. So it is displaying 50 Hz quite decently with the scan lines off. But with the scan lines on, they're not displaying properly. Still looks pretty nice from off, like, you know. But I suppose the whole point of having the Framemeister in the first place is having the option of scan lines, which really does make the picture look very nice. Let's have a look at the characters. Rolled out of a big ball of poo. There you go. I forgot you could throw your player. So yeah, without scanline it does a fair job, but I'll put the scan lines back on. I'll put them back on now. And we'll switch my MegaDrive to 60 Hz. in this resolution, it's what resolution we in? Yeah, at the PAL resolution, running my MegaDrive in 60 Hz, it's not displaying the scan lines properly either. So if I switch this back to its proper resolution for 60 Hz, so 720p, yeah, perfect. Back up to full screen again now. Right. Let me just make sure I got my picture mode correct. Yep, 16.9. Yep, it's pictures mode. Right, so I'm back to. My scan lines are a bit funny now as well. Strange. Oh, right, I think it reverted back actually, so I didn't press OK. Yeah, it did. So you've got to watch for this, you've got to make sure you press OK after doing the menus, otherwise it'll revert back to its original resolution. Right, so push cross, OK. Now we're back to 720p. I'll play around my TV screen settings again. 16.9. Widescreen looks very, very nice, but it's obviously too big. Zoom in, it's very nice, 4.3. So you got your just scan, which gives me those lines as well. Scan lines on. The scan lines are looking a bit weird on this game. Set. That's on 32. What I do is normally lighten them up a little bit. Quite like them on 93, I do. They're quite nice on 93, they're not too much in your face. Right, let's see if I get a bit closer, you can have a look. Yeah, these are scan lines again. Picture's looking pretty nice again. Yeah, so going by that then, I would say that you can get scan lines on the Framemeister. 50 Hz without scan lines does look pretty nice. So does 60 Hz actually at 720. But the scanline option definitely works better in the 60 Hz option. So I don't know. I suppose make what you can out of that. Video's gone incredibly blurry. That's it. So you make me think about that. I'll still go with my 50 Hz option. You know, it's not great for 50 Hz consoles. I suppose it does a fair job, but scanline's definitely not correct. Really with a Framemeister you want to be chucking everything you can through it in 60 Hz. So I suppose it was made for 60 Hz, it's coming from Japan, that's all they got really. Let me put Sonic back in a minute. So that's my findings on my TV. Yeah, still, I think for 60 Hz stuff, for scanlines looks amazing. very, very good, very clean, really nice picture. 50 Hz is still a little bit dodgy. I say everything today is running through RGB scat as well. I say when I showed my 3DO video, if you have a look at that, it literally did nothing to the 3DO in composite. Sorry, it did literally nothing in 50 Hz. You're pretty much better off just plugging it straight in the TV. But yeah, so 50 Hz options, out scanlines, pretty decent upscaling, but with scanlines it still doesn't work properly. So maybe they'll patch that out with latest firmware. So I know they have tried to get the scanlines correct. So maybe that's something that'll come in future. A bit more adjustments on the scanlines to get them right yourself. So anyway, Mike, I hope I answered your question. Catch you in the next vid.